everyone, good morning. Today is Manchester Marathon. It's the 16th of April, I think.
It is, yeah.
16th. Sunday 16th of April. We're
2023.
And we're in Manchester today for the marathon. James and I are doing the relay with two of the other hub members, and we're here to cheer on a few other people within the community. Anything to say, James?
My breakfast is missing its Smarties this morning.
James has got overnight Weetabix for his breakfast. I've already had mine. I had some overnight oats in the car. So we parked up at Altrincham. We're getting the tram into Trafford. Is it Trafford?
Old
Trafford, just somewhere around that area. And we'll take you along for the day and show you how everyone gets on.
I'm ready to get back in. Either you speed up or...
Right. All the best, Sam.
Thank you.
Let's go.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later, Matt. Have a good run.
Nice to meet everyone. See you later. Take care, you too.
Oh, good luck.
See you at the next point.
Okay, so we are by the town hall. We've got the cricket ground in the background. We've got Amy. We just said goodbye to Sam and Matt. They've gone in. We've picked up our media passes, so hopefully we'll be able to get some interviews later on today and chat to Charlotte, who is trying to gain Paralympic qualification. She was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully go and chat to her afterwards. James, are you looking where we need to get to next, I assume?
Yeah, I'm looking where we can support and where we can get to.
Okay.
So where have we got to get to, Amy?
Yeah, Amy's the tour guide for the day.
We're at point 2, changeover. How are you feeling, Katie?
Excited? Well, I don't know, nervous.
Right, go get warmed up. My hands are shaking too much holding this.
That's some fuel.
Right then, we're not winning. That's the first relay team gone through.
though, no pressure on me, that's good.
Here he comes.
Go on, Tom. Well done, buddy.
Right, so finished my leg 2. Now here James.
It started to rain for my leg.
Literally I finished and James was like, right, we're on the move. So I quickly jumped on the tram, only one stop and a bit of a walk to last changeover point.
Going for the vaporflies.
So this is just before well, we came out of the tram stop. What was the tram stop, James, do you remember? Brooklands tram stop. Then we turned right and it was mile 20 and then it was a walk, about a 5-10 minute walk down the road to this last checkpoint. Seen a few people go past, 3-hour pacers are just going past us. And lost my train of thought completely. But we've made it here. It's one of those things where you finish your leg and it's like, right, you're on the move. It was meant to be an easy leg for me today. Kind of pushed it a little bit. Average 7:40 pace. I was been overtaken because our first runner, Matt, ran a very good strong leg. And then I was in the mix with the 3-hour runners, I think. So I had a lot of people overtaking me. But it was fine. The roads were like wide enough. Enjoyed it. And now we're here. Amy's gone off, although she was in the toilets when I came through. And then James has got the last leg, the glory leg I'm calling it, to finish. It's that 3:30.
People desperately chasing it down. They're like, no, don't let it slip away.
That's the worst bit, in it, when you're like, you're so near the end and you feel like giving up, but you're like, oh.
And that was it as far as relay coverage goes. Unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I beat Katie back to the finish. I'm too fast or you're too slow. You and trams.
Yeah, a top tip then, if you are a spectator or doing the relay in Manchester, it's just that the trams were really busy towards the end of the day. Everyone's trying to...
I was really fast.
James was really fast, the trams were really busy. Everyone's trying to chase maybe their friends or family round, so everyone was trying to get onto this tram and probably trying to get back to the finish. So yeah, I think we weren't really even on the tram when you were almost by the finish. So I think you finished when we were literally managed to get a tram. At one point we had to get on one and come back off because it was just so busy.
Well, I suppose that leads us into talking about our legs.
Yep.
So as we saw from the footage, the rain started just before my leg. Great. One thing I would say is doing fourth leg today, by the time it come round to my leg, I weren't really feeling love. Like the rain come down, I was a bit tired, a bit grouchy.
You've got to think about fuelling as well with the last leg, I think.
Yeah. However, Amy came in, she had a good leg, and I was off on my merry way. My leg was just shy of 7 miles, I knew that would be the case. Fortunately, with these relays, you know you're not going to do quite 10k because obviously it's 42k for a relay. But doing the last leg, at least you can use the markers to, like the finish line is going to be 26.2 miles, it's going to be 42k, so I can work out how far to go, which is good. I said to Katie afterwards, a bit of a weird one, hopefully people understand this, I almost felt like I left a good race in the relay, almost wasted. And what I mean by that is I probably had one of my strongest runs for quite a while without any individual rewards. Now, it wasn't a 10k distance race or a half marathon, something like that, but I did run my leg second quickest on the day and brought us in 11th out of 247 teams, so that's really cool. And for those of you have seen my running over the previous years, to hear me run a 10k distance-ish run and mile 1 be my slowest mile, pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I think it's people's like least favourite distance, but in a relay can kind of make it fun and just adds that different element, and it's kind of sometimes almost less pressure on you as an individual. So yeah.
So before we talk about Matt and Amy, how was your leg?
Yeah, it was good. So I did the second leg, took over from Matt. I was a bit worried that I would be in like, because of Matt taking the first leg, he'd put me in a position of the 3 to 3:15 runners, but actually the roads were quite wide enough so that I didn't really get in the way of anyone, and I just could kind of run my own race and just let people overtake me, because I was running average about 7:40 pace, so more like the 3:20. It was a bit sort of more up and down than what I was expecting, but everyone said that Manchester's a flat race, or a fast race. So when you say fast, it doesn't necessarily mean pan flat the whole way.
I mean, as a marathon goes, it's still relatively flat, isn't it? But I mean, it's 26 miles, there's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah, of course, you're never going to get really
it's definitely a flat course as marathons go.
Yeah, it's my first, well actually no, I ran the first leg in the first year, but great support out on the course, lots of runners, you know, good overall atmosphere I felt. For me, obviously I'm just returning from injury, so I can't like rave about my race and my performance, but it puts me back in. I did just shy of 7 miles and like marathon PB pace, so it's a good starting block for me to then extend out.
And a good thing for people to always think about when they're coming back from injury or not as fit as they may like to be. Your body doesn't actually know numbers, it doesn't know what your Garmin or whatever tells you, like it knows effort and effort percentage. So
yeah, and I wasn't like hands on knees at the end of it either, was I?
No, you were searching for Amy.
I was searching for Amy, yeah, she was in the toilet queue, so it is a bit of a rush on the relay, I will admit that.
Yeah.
And you want to get yourself prepared for your leg, but also don't want to miss your runner. So it's one of those ones you like quickly having to get round. But yeah, we did well as a team.
Yeah, so as I said, we come 11th out of 247. So obviously the team was us two, and fellow Running Hub members Matt and Amy. Matt and Amy have been Hub members for a while now, both up from Manchester, and we've previously never met them other than virtually. So brilliant opportunity and excuse to get together.
Meet them and hang out with them today. How did?
So it was quite interesting. I saw Matt and I've spoken to him a little bit on Instagram and WhatsApp. I said, well, how are you doing? I've not really seen a lot recently. And it's like, yeah, I've got a bit of an injury that I'm kind of holding at bay. He's doing Copenhagen in a couple of weeks when this comes out. So I think he was a little unsure.
Isn't Copenhagen like this weekend?
Yes,
is it the same day as the marathon? The marathon's this weekend, right?
Yeah, he was doing Copenhagen Marathon.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was thinking about the half for some reason.
But so his intention was to do the first leg, then carry on and do some extra miles. He actually did about 16 miles at not far off marathon pace, so he had a really good run. He was really buzzing and happy, so that's good. So yeah, he started us off well. And then Amy was doing London, which at the time of racing was the week after. Obviously London has now happened, so she is a coached athlete, and we were just kind of like, look, stretch your legs out, have fun, get everything sort of pumping and ready for next week, but don't race. And she did exactly that and ran with a smile on her face, and she was supposed to be our Manchester tour guide, but as you saw at the start, she doesn't actually know her way around Manchester. But no, it was fantastic to meet them both, and we as a team had fun and did pretty well ourselves, you know.
Yeah, did you say 11th?
11th out of 247.
Not bad going. So come then, James, as well as us, there was a few other members, Hub members. How many people did we have up there doing the marathon?
We had 5, and of them we had 3 PBs, Veronica, Marathon Academy graduate, Andy Bell and Sam Daniels. Then we also had strong runs from Thierry and Louise.
Yeah, Thierry then went and got a PB at Milton Keynes a few weeks later, but
absolutely,
both Sam and Andy got themselves BQs. And everyone was.
It's amazing because I hadn't heard them mention Boston qualifiers beforehand, but as soon as they know, like, oh, by the way, these are BQs.
Yeah, I think sometimes
it seems to be on people's radar a bit
people
more. People
don't. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'd like to achieve that one day. I guess sometimes people don't want to set themselves up to fail, to be like, I'm going for a BQ today, or it's just. I think with a marathon, you just have to race the best that you can on the day, and then they were like, oh yeah, cool, that gets us into Boston if we want to apply. So. Yeah. So,
Manchester Marathon in a nutshell. How are you selling it?
Oh, I'm not a salesperson. I think it's a great marathon in the spring if you want a course that's busy, buzzy, flat. and you're wanting to run a fast time on. I think if you want the support, you want the atmosphere, you want the build up to it, Manchester's going to be one to book, and that's an alternative if you, for example, haven't got into London. I think that's one of the ones that people turn to.
Yeah, well, I think you've got the three big ones, haven't you, in spring? London at the top, and then Brighton and Manchester sort of sat there. I would say if you want to run a fast time and you're not an elite, so therefore running with an elite field, Manchester's your course.
Yeah, over Brighton, definitely.
Yeah, even over London. I think if you're an elite and you're in London, you're going to have the race and the drag at the front, so that's a bit different. But if you're, going for those faster times, definitely Manchester's the faster race. I would say arguably it's better crowd than Brighton, as in the whole way round. Brighton has some hot spots which are really good, but also has some sort of barren spots. But yeah, fantastic race.
Yeah. And talking about Marathon Academy, we had a group coaching program, which ran all the way up until the spring. We've got our next one coming up for the autumn. We're doing a workshop on the 7th of June, and also the Marathon Academy starts in July. So
bring this straight into YouTube. Leave the link below.
This is what we normally do in our podcast. So we've got a weekly podcast which comes out every Friday as well. I'll leave the link for that. We always say that we'll leave the link below. So yeah, if you're interested in training for an autumn marathon, and you'd like some coaching, but maybe in a group setting, then we'll leave the details below on how you can get involved.
Yeah, this will be our third Marathon Academy. Well, fourth technically, so there's two going on now, or just been going on.
Yeah.
But not that we've learned from mistakes, we've made no mistakes, but we've got some real good positives to take through from it. They've been successful programs, and it's going to get even better.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few people sign up on the wait list already, so come and get involved.
Yeah, and then although we're filming this a bit late, we've got London and Milton Keynes marathons. I
can't wait to see what happens at London. Do you think it'll be running a fast time?
What?
Do you think it'll be running a fast time?
Oh, okay. But yeah, anyway, we've got more videos coming up for you in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for those. And we are now currently in Cyprus, so some Cyprus videos to come your way. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.